G'day guys, just a quick heads up, the following video is nausea inducing. It's not going to be that fun to watch. I'm basically just committed to doing this because I think it's hilarious, but feel free to put on something else to watch or browse the internet and just listen to this in the background. It'll be a lot more pleasant. Or watch if you're hardcore. Either way, this is my 600 sub AMA. Hello everyone, welcome back. Plong plong. Just got our rapid fire bow out there. And we're continuing with episode 2 of Spawn Point or Bust in my 600 sub AMA thing. Like I said, if you suffer from nausea or screen sickness, you may not want to watch the video because it's kinda painful. However, we will continue onwards towards the spawn point. We are currently at 1.254471443642388821 e to the 7. Mathematical notation. And we have plenty of questions yet to get through, so we'll continue. Rushki13 says, due to your daughter being a regen beacon in UHC, how many hearts do you finish the game with in hearts? Many. I don't really know how to answer that question, but many. She gives me much heart. Many love. Such wow. Very well. Let me just scroll down real quick. This way. Cremator says, is it true your name is what happens when large floating hunks of ice get too much pleasure? Pleasure. Yes, in fact, that is the scientific description of what a bergasm is. It's how glaciers are formed. Now we have Raven, Mr. Team Raven, who many of you know from the awesome podcast that he does with other people. But it always seems to be Raven doing a lot of the talking, so I'll just credit him. You're so dead, pig. Come here, there you go. Okay, he says, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to tell your parents? Embarrassing or something shameful? Ooh. It's kind of hard to think what it might be. Just trying to think of times when I've broken or damaged something. I ran over a wombat once in my mum's car while I was driving out to fetch my dad's car because his had broken down on a dark and stormy night. I shit you not, it was actually stormy. So I had to roll the car back down the hill and up our driveway because I hit a wombat and it blew up the radiator because wombats are like rocks. So my mum's like, you're back quick, and I was like, yeah, we have to take my combi van to collect Dad because I have broken your car. And then, fun enough, my parents had to then use my combi van to get into work for the next couple weeks. That was pretty hard to explain. How did you hit a wombat? Ooh, that's steep. They run out, the terrible animals for that. So that was pretty bad. If I think of a better example as we go along, I will mention it. Because I can't fully remember it. Ooh, it's kind of nauseating. But I'll probably think of something else as we go. Next one. Most fun in a UHC when you didn't do well, but still had a blast. Ooh. There was a mole game quite a while ago where we had a new guy on our team who had no idea what the mole was. It was a giant crack mole game, and the poor bugger actually said when he got the item, he's like, oh look, I've got a heap of wool in my inventory, what does that mean? And me and the other guys on the team were just like face palm. So we decided instead of continuing with the game, we would, this is weird, it looks like I'm not moving but I am, we would decide that we would instead try to get to the end and kill the dragon, because I can't remember, this was obviously back when there were like lots of ender pearls or something, or we found the fortress. I have no idea exactly how we decided to do that one. Oh no, that's right, there's the piece of end frame, of course. Yeah, so we decided we'd kill the dragon instead. That was a lot of fun. He told us fairly early on, so we didn't have any impact on the game by us going and doing that. We weren't taking items away from anybody, you know, nothing bad like that, so that was really good fun. Very entertaining. And stories about my first games. First kill, first teammate. I can't remember first kill. Like I said, it's all in that video if you want to go watch it. Tiamo's number 6. First teammate, my first teammate was Zuria, and we teamed for quite a few team games way back when. She was a prolific player, and we get along quite well. She's quite a foul-mouthed Canadian. I'm a foul-mouthed Australian, so... You idiot. All that pork to waste. You're like a pork-destroying machine, guy. Are you even eating any of that? Come here. Well, whatever. So yeah, we got along quite well. And there's plenty of them recorded as well. Our first game that we had together was really quite funny. We both had a wolf each. I accidentally punched her due to lag. We had to kill our wolves. We found the stronghold. Got a couple kills in that game. All sorts of fun. So that was really good. Hey, Vines. How long have you been a moderator of the subreddit, and what was your initial reaction when you were asked? I've been a moderator since, I don't know, September, October 2012 maybe? I'm pretty sure it was a couple months after I started. What was my initial reaction when I was asked? Well, at that stage it was kind of like the only people hosting was Climb, myself, Kevin, Rolf, and there might have been a couple others. So it was kind of a foregone conclusion that I would be added because Tiamo left and they needed more people. So yeah, it was kind of just like, I don't know, par for the course, I guess. But there you go. Has anyone ever been invited to be a moderator and declined? Yeah, a few people have for various reasons. Yeah, have I not been clicking on his mouth? Let's just test. If I just get some pig. Oh, well, no pig for me. Never mind then. Yeah, a few people have been invited and declined. I won't share who they are in case they don't want to be shared, but there have been a few people who've declined. And on top of that, there's been a few people who've accepted and then just never been seen again, which is kind of weird. It's like their only goal on the Reddit was like, I will become a moderator. And then when they did, they're like, okay, I'm done, bye. So that's kind of strange, but there you go. What else? What famous people have you met? YouTube famous or IRL famous? I guess YouTube famous people that I have met. Not in real life. I haven't met anyone in real life. I live in Adelaide. Come on, middle of nowhere. Famous YouTubers that I know, I guess. Probably Brian would be the most famous YouTuber that I know of. And he's a cool guy, and that's cool. Other than that, I guess famous YouTubers have talked about stuff I've done. Good's talked about the mole plugin, and I guess Jay Sano's seen my various submissions for his contest. Anyway, that's about it, really. Yeah, and in real life, I have not really met any famous people. Like, I shit you not. I just don't. My girlfriend's met quite a few, but when you live in Adelaide, Australia, there's not that many opportunities to meet famous people. So, yes, that's the answer to that question, sadly. Favorite UHC video? Ooh, this would be tough. Definitely CMAT and Kiwi with their traps, and that recent trap that was shown Sergeant Gnome and someone else. I mean, that was hilarious. I like videos where surprising things happen like that. It's just, and people's reaction. It's hilarious. What makes UHC fun, in my eyes? Towers and trapping, yay or nay? Ooh, it's hard. Towers, if they're not stupid, then yes. Like if they're kind of done because like the person wants to build like a little fort or something, I can kind of deal with that. But when it's like someone builds a massive tower, it's pretty much impossible to get up to them. That's just annoying. Like that doesn't add anything to the game, you know? So yeah, I can still place blocks there. That's hilarious. This is so trippy. Okay, let's do this thing again. Should probably make a bunch of these. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Yeah. And a trapness. And break the workbenchness. And continuing to the spawn point-ness. Oh, I don't think I introduced my episode quickly. Welcome back to Spawn Point or Bust. Anyway, towers, yeah, if they're trapping, well, I don't know, there's a cool video from a server a year ago where some guys trapped the nether portal and I killed them anyway through the trap. That was cool fun. But, man, I mean, I'd like to say yes because it's kind of like, you know, if you're willing to risk the nether, you should have to risk the traps, and it's a legitimate strategy and blah blah blah, but you know, it can also just be kind of a pain in the bum. So I will respond to that one with a resounding most unorthodox thing you've ever seen in a match? Dunno. Unorthodox. I've seen people build some pretty interesting structures, weird little buildings and things like that to fight from. I've seen people pour lava everywhere and then hit themselves with lava. I don't know. I've won the final fight of a game. And now let's see. Yeah, I can just eat it. Okay. You. There we go. Could actually get it on his gob. Where are you? That's better. All that time I was just like, raw bacon. Delicious. Yeah. I can't really say. Favorite recorded round you aren't involved in? Ooh. Mindcrack, probably. Although I haven't watched their latest one. That would probably be the favourite one that I'm not involved in. Although, I mean, all of the other ones are good, but they're all just kind of very similar to WMC. Phobia, obviously, is pretty cool. I'd like to be part of that, but yeah, I don't know how that would end up. So, maybe that one. Favourite UHC video maker? Got a lot of respect for Dibs for forging ahead with his stuff and going pretty hard. So, I mean, yeah, don't get the wrong idea, everyone. Like, as much as I am always appear to be ripping on Dibs, he's a cool guy, and we have no beef. He is yeah, I have a lot of respect for that kid, and he was a kid when I first knew him. Like, oh my god, he was the kid of the community, but he's grown up a lot, so that's kind of funny. And how is my day? It is not so well. I went home from work sick today and slept for a couple hours, and I still have a terrible gut ache, and I can't tell if I'm hungry or want to throw up. So that is how my day is currently. Not fantastic, but that's alright, we'll continue. He said you don't have to answer all of these. Well, I did. That's a terrible spot to be. And congrats on 600. Thank you, Mr. Team Raven. I hope you are satisfied with the question answering that I have performed. A few other people said, what's your favourite UHC moment? That one time when I won because it was me versus Climb versus Schick, and we had to meet up and I walked over the hill and Climb shot Schick and then burnt to death right in front of me, and I ended up winning the game by default. That was hilarious. Also, that match had SD Crafter was about to jump into some lava, and I came up behind him and shot him. He was on half a heart. He was trying to get away from me, and he died, and all his stuff fell in the lava. And that also had, at the very end, I'm just going to take my jumper off. Cooking up here. That also had, at the very start, Zuria was chasing Sep, but Sep got away, and then he wrote in chat, today is the day, you'll always remember today is the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow, or something like that, and it was hilarious. So that was some favourite UHC moments right there. Nightwolf says, what do you think of me? I think you're a pretty good guy, Nightwolf. You've taken on the moderating duties and done a good job, and you're willing to try some new things, which is pretty good. So keep that up, man. Bertree says he hates Nightwolf, and Nightwolf cries. Poor guy. Brian says, if you had an infinite amount of free time, what are 2 or 3 other things you would spend time doing that you don't have time for now? Ooh, well, the first thing is I would like to learn all about nanotechnology. I've always been really interested in nanotechnology, and if I had an infinite amount of free time, I would dedicate it to learning that, with sort of the idea of applying it to advanced prosthetics for people who have lost their vision or lost an arm or something like that. That's the first thing I'd do. Second thing, if I had an infinite amount of free time, is well, I'd probably spend a lot more time with my daughter, that's for sure, because as it stands now, I get home from work at 6 and she goes to bed at 7, so for 5 days of the week I see her for like an hour and a half every day, which kind of sucks, but such is the life of a dad. So thanks for those questions, Brian. A lot of people have commented that, saying no one ever truly leaves the UHC community, because Brian hasn't played any UHCs in quite a long while. What's another one? Ooh, Durock Project says, talk about your family, story about marriage or something, also something you most and or second most wish you caught on video, IRL or in-game. Probably won't talk much about my family on here. Suffice to say that I love them very much. And why do you assume I'm married, Dan? But alright, something I wish I caught on video, IRL or in-game. It's kind of a hard one, because there's lots of things where at the time you're like, yeah, that'd be brilliant, I wish I caught that on camera, but then you forget what it was straight away. So let me think on that one. Oh, so excuse me. In-game. I know, I record most of my games anyway, so I don't really have that. Oh yeah, well there was one hilarious time where I was just derping around doing some stuff, and I got a chicken egg, and I chucked the egg at another chicken, and it hatched into 4 baby chickens, which is A, rare, and B, looked hilarious because I hit the chicken with the egg and it like exploded into baby chickens. I don't think that's on video anywhere. So I wish I caught that on video. There you go, there's an answer for now. Kind of unsatisfying, but there it is. Ooh, Jacob Tingy says, unicorn or candy corn? Probably a unicorn. You can make a lot of sausages out of unicorn meat, and you can use the horn to stab people. So definitely a unicorn. Beast of MC, do you still have something that you never told your parents about when you were young? And also Golden Ho, am I right? You are right, sir. Something I never told my parents about when I was young. I used to like break into the off-limits parts of my shed, my dad's shed, sorry, and like twit, come back here. And use the belt sander and stuff to make things and like the angle grinder and things like that. But I'm pretty sure my dad knew about that. He just didn't say anything, you know. What else? It's kind of hard because it's like it's been what, a bit over 10 years since I've lived with my parents. I ain't no young whippersnapper like some of you lot, so it can be hard to remember. If I think of anything, I'll be sure to bring it up. But yeah, belt sanders. Let's scroll down. Interesting. So, oops, who was that? Parasniper says, do you think that the community will dissipate within the next 2 years? If so, what do you think will trigger its downfall? An interesting question. I think the community in 2 years from now will look vastly different from it does today, as it looks vastly different today than what it did 2 years ago. As for completely dissipate, if it were to, I think the trigger would be updates to Minecraft, making it such that UHC was impossible or unplayable. If that happened, that's it. If they did some update that like completely broke UHC as a possible game type, then what that would mean is we would be stuck having to use sort of heavily modded versions of Minecraft to continue, and it would start to get to the point where it would just become too much work. People would stop updating those plugins and mods that we needed, and people would get sick of playing on the current versions, which would essentially relegate UHC to something that just was too much effort. That happens every morning. Look at that. Wow. X-ray texture pack. Maybe we should go caving. That'd be cool. I can't even figure out. Nope. Make another bed. And let's continue to the spawn point. Oh, plenty of pig ooze, very nice. Do you want any more? No, you're pretty good, aren't you? So yeah, I think that's what would precipitate the end of it. I don't think, as a lot of people seem to, that there would be an end caused by, say, a certain type of people joining the community or anything like that. Over the years, it's always been the case that there. I'm heading towards the sun. I've been going in the wrong direction for a long time. Oh, not a very long time. Wait. Is that going up? I need to go this way, I think. Yeah, this way. Hey, spawn pointer bust. Yes, so a certain type of people won't kill the community. As much as people might talk about, oh, there's too many new people, you know, too many new people, or they don't respect the UHC, or they don't blah blah blah. As I've always said, it always goes like this. Someone will link to the community, it will bring a massive influx of new people, people will complain about it, and, you know, hate on the new people, and 90% of those new people play one UHC or two UHCs and then they're gone. And then the remainders want to be part of it, so they stay. And then in a month's time, when a new video links to the UHC, suddenly you suck, sir. Yeah, suddenly those people from a month ago are like, oh my god, all these newbies. You always need new people coming and going, otherwise things stagnate. So yeah, I don't think it'll ever be a problem. Kauf has sort of answered the question of his own volition, but he's essentially saying that, yeah, as people leave, you know, as people leave because they don't find it fun anymore, they do new things, you know, all your friends leave, so you leave, and etc., etc. Yeah, chains of quitting will occur. Well, we've already seen that. You know, I don't know. It's hard to call. I think if enough of the old timer people stick around, it will probably keep going. Mostly because they sort of keep a sense of continuity about the place. But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to say in that respect. Good question though. Good question. Yeah, I guess as long as people still care about it, it'll keep going. But that's the same with anything. I'm sure UHC will always exist in some form or another. And oh, I'm just going to quit out and come back in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We'll be back in a sec. And we're back. I'm not 100% sure if we were left off there. Uh-oh. Something terrible has happened. Give me half a second. Yeah, we've been put back to spawn. Okay. Damn. Right, I will try and fix this. Well, here we are. This was the last spot where I had... Yay, good thing I chucked some stuff out. This is the last spot where I remember looking at the thing. There's a little hidey hole. Yeah, not 100% sure what happened there. The world glitched out to all buggery. Minecraft ran out of memory. That put me back to the spawn point. Ow. So now we have to try and find our way back to where we were. Hopefully I followed a fairly straightforward path. So hang on, just let me, I'll get over onto the land here and get myself set back up. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully we can find our little wolfy friend. Let's just have a quick look. Where did we go? Walked across there. Yep. Yeah, whatever, I'm sure I'll find that again. Let's bring the questions back up. So yes, anyway, that's what I think about UHC in 2 years' time from now. As long as it's still fun and entertaining to play, it'll still be here. People will come and people will go, but, you know, unless something drastic happens, it'll still be all good. Now we've got to head to the left of this big thing, I think. Pardon me. Okay. Glitchy Roma says, one thing you could change about UHC today. I've said this before. Let's say it again. I hate the... Oh, hello. We must be heading in the right direction. I hate how there's too many game types. I don't hate, because a lot of people like them, but I dislike the game types that are proliferating these days, where a lot of the UHC focus has been changed. Like, the whole point of UHC as opposed to regular Minecraft is that you don't get your health back, so PvE is meant to be harder. But if you then make PvE easier, it does detract from it somewhat. I think, like, Golden Heads is one of those double-edged swords. Like, yes, it encourages PvP because, you know, you get into PvP and you have the reward of, oh, you got a golden head so you can heal back up. You know, it doesn't make PvP like this end game thing that, you know, ruins everything. But I'm not sure that's necessarily a good thing. In a way, it should almost be that, you know, PvP, if you take damage from it and you didn't have apples and gold, well, you know, bad luck. You should have run away from that PvP instead. I don't know, everyone will feel free to disagree with me on this, but it's one of those things. You can never really please anyone. But yeah, I don't know. I feel maybe there's somewhat of a increased PvP sort of focus, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but not necessarily a good thing either. So I don't know. You are going to die before the day is up, unfortunately, Squire. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that particular one. Oh. Go, Wolfie. Good work. You've earned your keep. Come hither. So yes, that's how I feel about that. And speaking of UHC, if we don't get ourselves some sheep and some wood quickly, it's going to be one of those nights again. I'm a bit miffed I've lost all my stuff, my armor and such like. Really not sure why that happened. Hopefully it doesn't continue. Oh, anyway, we'll continue. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. The one thing I'd change is I'd try and put the focus back on PvE a bit more. I don't know. Get rid of the sense of entitlement at getting to the end game. Hard to do that in a balanced way, I guess. Okay, what else have we got? Sinair says, what do you think of the new flood of players into the community? Obviously, as I said, I think it's a good thing. As much as people may complain about, ooh, Grazer fans, ooh, this, that, the other. It's always good. If you don't have new people coming in, it will stagnate. And for the most part, new people are all good people. They are not, you know, there'll always be some bad people. There'll always be some good people. That's just how it's going to be. So I wouldn't worry about it. Embrace the new people. If you think they're not going about things the right way or something, educate them, you know, be nice to them. And then you will... Oh, that's a deep hole. Because that was close. Okay, need to be a bit quicker now. Have to get used to the clicking here. Get a quick bit of coal. And another quick bit of coal. And luckily I got these blocks. Can still make an elevated hidey hole. Morning music. Snore, 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 snore. Let me scroll the thing. So yeah, I think new players, good thing. We nearly better wrap this up in a minute. Kowalski says, if you had any superpower, which one would you have? Is there any TV series you follow? And why is Australia so expensive? Okay, superpower, pretty easy. I would have definitely... Oh, that's sand. Uh-oh, duplicating blocks. We don't like that. I would have the ability to, like, freeze things, because Australia is really hot, and I like snowboarding, and we don't have any good snow. So I would totally love the ability to, like, create snow and ice at will. Just because then I could be like, yay, finally a ski season where we don't get excited at like 5 centimeters of fresh snow, because that's the most we've had in ages. So yeah, that would be my superpower, freezing things. Ooh, what else did he say? Stop being a twit. Yes, that's what he said. God, look at this terrain. Uh-oh. Ow. Don't come, Wolfie. Just wait and teleport down to safety. Is there any TV series I follow? Archer and South Park are some funny ones that I follow. Not Game of Thrones, I read the books instead. Oh, you are gonna die, guy. Get him. Got him. Good work, young squire. Oh, I'll eat a bit of that. Nom nom nom. I should have got the Firelands texture pack. Why is Australia so expensive? Well, frankly, I don't know. We pay a lot more for stuff over here than the rest of the world does. I think it's because we're in the middle of nowhere, so it costs more to get stuff here. And Australia is really big, but doesn't have much of a population. Like, in terms of landmass, we're pretty similar in size to the US. Fairly big. But we only have like 20 million people as opposed to 300 and something million in the US, so population density and area means everything's more expensive, and it sucks, I know, but that's life. To make up for that, we have good welfare and healthcare and all those things. Odyssey says, what type of programming do you enjoy the most? Application, games, or websites? Definitely games, like to the max, probably followed by applications and websites in equal measures, depending on what aspects of them I am doing. I mean, I kind of like any programming, it's always a good challenge, but yeah. Good question. Bigfoot says, how long does it take before I become an elite squire? Bigfoot's actually the origin of the young squire thing. I'm not sure why I started calling him that, probably because he's young. So he's the original young squire, and you twerp. And I don't know when you become an elite squire, man. You'll have to do something pretty elite to become that. Maybe when you get a bit older, perhaps. Except I'll be older then, so you'll always be a young squire. Just take a drink. Cold tea, delicious. What the Spark, so what the Sporky, says, can I be in 10 Hearts Season 3? Well, I think you also know the answer to that question by now. Seeing as I saw you on the server the other day, I would say that's probably a yes. And Kevin, good old Kev, no one at all. He has been around for as long / longer than me, and also in the time that I've been around, that's hilarious, has also had a kid. His little son is named Liam, and is doing well as far as I know. He says, you have the opportunity to change one thing that has happened, good or bad, in this subreddit or a match during your 2 years here. What is it and why? It's kind of odd, because I think for the most part a lot of the changes have been for the better. I mean, I could just take the easy option and say Dibs dying in every WMC episode, like the latest season, you know, he falls into lava or something. That would have been a good change. Blessed non-glitchiness. As for the subreddit, I think there was a big, like, everything came to a head about a year ago in the Minecore group, where all the people who wanted to play... You twerp again. Everyone who wanted to play UHC kind of got in a bit of an argument with people who just wanted to play on the server, and there's a bit of a falling out, and that's kind of how Mindcool started. And it'd be kind of nice if none of that sort of bad blood ever occurred. It wasn't between all of us, it was mostly just a few people who had a problem with a few other people, but it probably needed to happen, and I think everyone was happier as a result. But yeah, it'd be nice if there wasn't some of the animosity that has occurred. It'd be nice if we could do without that. Really, Kai? Just really? Oh, I hear dying spiders. Probably a spawner. Yeah, so I have no idea. I think we should probably just keep moving, actually. Yeah, sod it. We're out of here. Oops. Oh, wait. Yep, setting that way. Okay. Yeah, so I'll check that. But not all the beefs and animosity have been bad. For example, there was a whole UBL committee version alpha 0.1 versus Sep and his friends for some reasons or another, which was kind of like the first real argument thing that occurred, and that actually ended up with kind of everyone coming together and saying, all right, let's work this out, and that formed the current committee, which, while it's still got many shortcomings, is a lot better than what we used to have, and a lot fairer, I think, and a lot more transparent for that fact. So, you know, that was a good thing that came from a bad thing. Anyway, thanks for that question, Kev. Good to see you again. And here, right, we'll answer one more set of questions, and then we will call it a day, and I will answer the rest in the next one. Wow, 3-episode AMA. I hope you guys are kind of enjoying this nostalgia if you're still actually looking. The world's pretty cool. This is like a flower garden I'm in here. Be interesting to see how Kurt goes if he ever gets this far. Because God, it's not easy on the eyes. So Kakparutka26. What are your views on the community now and the community back before 2013, around 2012 when the original UHCS was out? Kind of answered that already, but yeah, for the most part I think there was less arguing because everyone sort of knew each other, and you know, everything was still a bit novelty, but I don't know, they're kind of different things, so you can't draw too many parallels. Some of my favourite moments in UHCs, I believe I've already answered that already as well. Haven't really seen me much in games. Are you planning to play more anytime soon? Well, I actually tend to play once, twice a week in Australian games. Obviously, oh, look at this mountain. It's harder to game at American times when I have a full-time job and a family. But obviously, you know, I play games where I can. Yeah, I think it's more a case of I don't tend to play at American time zones anymore, so the bulk of the people don't get to see me, which is kind of a shame because, you know, I miss some of the people who play in those times. But I do still play plenty. I do. You just don't see me. One thing I'd like to change about the community, I'd like to change it so everyone was friends. Yeah, actually, I'd like to change it so that if I could, so I could make everyone a bit more forgiving of when things go wrong and a bit more tolerant of certain things. There seems to be, I don't know, people seem to have short fuses and they get a bit, oh, don't fall down there. Yeah, I don't know, I'd like to just, everyone to just relax, and it's all good, man. It's all good. You are a twerp. Yes, you. Alright, let's build another elevated hoity hole. Hopefully nothing can get up here. Spam. Hello. Alright. Because I ain't got a sword, so if something attacks... Nope, we're all good. Plop. If I do die, I can just teleport myself back out here like a cheat. So, that's okay. How does it feel having over 500 subs? It feels pretty good. And so far, it seems that people were fairly tolerant of my sort of extended hiatus from when April was born. I put out a lot less videos. I didn't have a regular LP series. Mostly just doing some Spelunky and some, you know, recorded rounds and stuff, but people seem to have stuck around. 10 Hearts is back and people have started coming back out of the woodwork for that, so that's been good. It's kind of gratifying, exciting, I don't know. I'm glad you people are entertained, so that's cool. Who's my favourite YouTuber? Be a combination of YouTubers. Obviously a lot of my friends that I really like I obviously like watching Brian's videos, and then a lot of my friends from Minecore and stuff like Fairy I watch, and I watch the Mob Cave and stuff, and then some of the Minecrackers, Jsano and Badge generally. Badge's sense of humour I like, and Jsano is a pretty upstanding guy. He does a lot of cool stuff. He's like a paramedic firefighter extraordinaire, so he has cool stories. Yeah. Firelands or Bust, Kurt, did I say that? I really like him. Could be kind of obvious. Good, sort of. He's funny, but he talks out his ass a lot sometimes. But hey, what you gonna do? And what are your favourite recorded rounds? Well, I kind of like all of them because, you know, it takes a lot of effort. People who don't actually organise and play in recorded rounds have no... Okay, this is steep. They have no idea the sort of effort it takes to be in them, to put them together, to run them. So I appreciate all of them. Obviously my favourites are the ones with me in them, like MDU and WMC. But yeah, no, I got a soft spot for all of them. So the only ones I don't like are the ones where people, there's like no, like 50% of the people who played in it haven't uploaded their videos. That to me is, that's annoying. Like technical problems or otherwise, yeah, I don't, that's no good. Hopefully you can do a bit better than that, guys, come on. Although it happens to the best of us, so, you know, with 30 odd people you're always going to get 2 or 3 that are missing footage. Congrats on 600 subs, I love your videos. Well, thank you very much. And Cam Laszlo asks, can we have /r/UHC AMA because of this? I don't know, Laz, maybe you should go check if that's a subreddit already. Ow. Pro tip, it is. Anyway, I think that's enough for this second episode. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. We will just get over to this little bit of land. Sorry about the technical glitches. We've still got our little wolfie friend. We've covered not really much, but yeah, here we are. And I'll see you guys next time. Just leave myself a note. We want to be going this way. Yes. No. Yes. This is so hard. Alright. Bye-bye.